Hey, what's up everyone? This is Silver Slayer. Thank you for tuning into this video. So I was searching around in the world of precious metals. I found an article from Kiko, or it's actually a video, where they're talking about what it would take for silver to hit $50. It was a very interesting article. They made some really good points, but I also wanted to add in my perspective, a little bit of my insight on this, because they did cover some key points. They talked about, money going into it. They talked about it comparing it to gold, to other investments, and they also did talk a little bit about, the stocks in the market, also the paper side of it. But I also think there's several other factors at play that will be influencing silver's price in the near future. Also talking about the possibility of it reaching $50. Now, I want to mention, some of the fundamental factors that I look for when I'm going to be comparing it to $50, because we can historically, compare these two. They can correlate, because silver was $50 in 2011. And there's a lot of similarities in the market if we do compare both of these right now: stock market volatility, economic fear. We can also go into silver supply and demand. So before we start though, I do want to mention that I think one of the hugest things that we need to remember is that if we are going to be comparing silver to $50, it has to be under the assumption that it's going to be soon, because of course silver can hit $50 in 2-3 years. But I think when people are talking about $50 silver, they're talking about in the near term, in the short term, more of a very bullish rally occurring. So if we're looking at it from that point of view, I definitely think that there's several things that have to be at play. Now, the hugest influencer for silver's price, I think, is supply and demand. Now, the demand for silver is obviously large right now. Media is covering it. People are investing into it. They find it profitable. New investors are coming into play. The gold to silver ratio is lowering. But, what about the supply? Recently, I've been covering how the silver supply has been shortening by the hundreds of millions of ounces. Miners are not finding silver to be profitable right now, so they're switching over to gold, only finding silver as a bypassing metal when they're mining lead and zinc and other assets or other metals. So investing 101, we know low supply, high demand. What does that do? It shoots the price up. So I think that if we're looking at silver supply, especially looking at how much silver is being lost in these gadgets, it comes out of the ground roughly 9 to 1 or 8 to 1 compared to gold. Actually, someone emailed me the other day talking about the ratio comparing it to gold. I think they said it was like 8 to 1. They mentioned some other stuff, but regardless if it's 9 or 8 to 1 compared to gold, a lot of gold is remelted, it's recycled, it's rescrapped, it's reused in all these gadgets, but a lot of silver is lost, not to be recovered at the rate that gold is, so that ratio is actually lower. Now, when we're looking at $50 silver, comparing it to 2011, media also plays a huge part. Social media is everything nowadays. How Trump can tweet out, and within seconds, millions, if not billions of people can see what's happening in the economy, that's what's happening versus China trade wars instantly. That also can be another factor influencing what people are going to be doing on a speculative and, on a price-based term. Think about this. If something did happen, or if something went wrong or is going south with China, and people know about that instantly, that drives fear into the economy. People worry. They want to go towards a safe haven metal, which Kiko actually did mention in the video as well. So when we're looking at this, I'm looking at if silver was going to be hitting $50, and it would have to, and we're talking about in the short term, I think that something huge would have to be happening in the economy. Now, I keep talking about the 2020 presidential election. I've mentioned it several times in my videos, because I think this is the biggest thing right now that could be what could be what drives silver's price the highest and the fastest. Now, that also, apart from silver's supply not meeting the demand, those are the two major things that I'm looking for. Now, I don't want to be one of those people that are shouting that silver is going to be $5,000 by 2021. I don't want to mislead you guys. I don't want to spit out bull crap. I want to give my honest opinion on where I think it's headed. Now, silver is a much slower, gradual, appreciating market. It's not like Bitcoin, when Bitcoin shot up to $20,000 overnight. And that's a huge red flag indicator that there's going to be a huge crash. And what did Bitcoin do? It crashed really hard. So if silver was going to be hitting $50 within the next couple of weeks, I would be very scared that there's going to be a huge crash happening. What needs to happen is there has to be buy-offs, there has to be dips, there has to be corrections. People have to sell it, capitalize on their funds. You can even do it as well. I've been talking about that recently as well. But I definitely think that people will be capitalizing. The price will be going back down, even maybe even $1, at most. But if it does, that doesn't mean it's going to keep going down. A lot of people start panic selling at those points. So I definitely think that it has to be a more gradual, slow approach in the market for it to hold strong. A strong and steady, slow, gradual increase over the next couple months is going to be huge, and is going to be definitely looking more positive for silver as regards to just shooting up to $50 overnight. So I definitely think that the environmental factors are going to be at a huge, indicator whether I think that silver is going to be, reaching $50 or not. But I am curious what you guys think. Do you guys think it's realistic for silver to reach this price? Or, if it is, then what factors are at play? I also want to mention that the new investors coming into this market, I don't want them to get misleaded into thinking that it's going to be $50 within the next couple months, and then, be, at the short end of the stick when it doesn't, because a lot of people are buying at $18 right now thinking they're going to get rich within the next couple of months. And if it only appreciates to $20, for us silver stackers, for people that have been in this investing world, that's huge news. That's still a huge price gain, especially from $15 a couple months ago. But for other people, they might be let down. So I want to bring the realistic standpoint and the realistic, potential of this. Now, China, when we're comparing it historically to 2011, similar events were happening, stock market volatility, economic fear, comparing it to now, and it goes hand in hand. But I also do think that silver has a better approach nowadays, because in 2011 it did shoot up overnight basically, and that's why it crashed so hard. A lot of people in 2011 still thought silver was going to keep going higher, so they were let down. A lot of people were losing a lot of money buying at $50, and then it crashes and they had to sell their silver for $20, $30. Now, I don't want this to happen to us or to you guys if that does happen again. If silver does reach $50, keep a pulse on the market. You don't want to be buying, 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 and all of a sudden it drops. You want to keep a pulse, buy increments, check the markets, look at and engage and reflect on some of the topics I've talked about in this video. Try to incorporate that in its future price potential, whether it's economic insecurity, whether it's political stuff, whether it's surplus, whether it's, whatever the case is. You can kind of make an educated guess on where the market is headed. Now, in the Kiko interview that I'll link in the description of the video, they do mention some of this stuff, the chart analysis, all that, but those are all just predictions. When you're looking at those silver price forecasts or those silver price prediction charts, it's all an educated guess. We really don't know, because there's so many unknown factors. There could be something cooking up under the surface right now that's going to bang us over the head tomorrow that could highly influence silver's price that we don't even know is coming. So you also do have to incorporate those unknown variables. I think that's one of the largest influencers in silver's price. When the tragic event stuff happens out of the blue, that's what catches people off guard, and that's when huge price reflexes happen. So that's also something I want to throw out there for you guys to be aware of. But just to recap a little bit, I definitely think that silver, $50 silver isn't out the realm of impossibility. It definitely can. I hope that it's a more gradual approach than something that skyrockets, because if it skyrockets, there's a better chance it's going to be crashing hard as people sell, just like with Bitcoin. So if you are going to be buying, make sure that you're keeping a pulse, you're keeping, track of the indicators, where it's headed, buy in increments. Don't buy all at once. Don't panic buy, don't panic sell, don't impulse buy, don't impulse sell. You want to be responsible. I definitely think patience and patience is definitely key if you are going to be looking at anything. I definitely think that the longer or the better off you are keeping a patient mind and assessing the situation on where it's headed is going to be paying off a lot more than just going into it blindly and just giving it a hope shot. Definitely make educated guesses. But I'm curious what you guys think about this. Do you guys think $50 silver is realistic? And if you do, what factors are going to be influencing the price. You know, also what time frame is it in? Is it in the next couple of years or the next couple of months? I'm curious what you guys think about this. You know, I do hope you guys enjoy this video. I also posted a video earlier today. If you want to check that out, I know you guys will enjoy it. I was talking about silver, what the best type of silver is to be purchasing right now as prices are higher. So make sure you go check that out as well. Thank you guys for tuning in. All the support for this channel has been overwhelming right now. I'm going to keep pumping out videos, keep making content for you guys to enjoy as you guys keep supporting me. So make sure you like this video so I know you do. But anyways, though, this was Silver Slayer. Like I said before, the link will be in the description as well. Thanks for tuning in. I will see you guys soon. Peace.